Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria Challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Manhunter. Manhunter is a 1986 horror film, directed by Michael Mann, and it's the movie that introduced the world to Hannibal Lecter. Those who actually saw the film, that is, because according to Fangoria, it's one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. I really want to place emphasis on the word best. Manhunter is truly one of the best horror movies you've never seen. I feel that it is unfortunately often overlooked because of the more popular Hannibal Lecter movies. Sure, The Silence of the Lambs won the Oscar for Best Picture. No one is denying that's a brilliant film. But so is Manhunter. It may not have received the same amount of praise that The Silence of the Lambs garnered when it was released, but it damn well should have. It's tough. I get it. Anthony Hopkins is known as Hannibal Lecter. It's an iconic role. And in Manhunter, that role was played by Brian Cox. What I'll never understand, though, is why some people, anyway, refuse to give credit to different actors who play the same character. Anthony Hopkins and Brian Cox can both be great in their portrayals, and they were. People love Jack Nicholson's Joker, and they also love Heath Ledger's Joker, and Joaquin Phoenix for that matter. Brian Cox is the Manhunter version of Hannibal Lecter, and Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal in the rest of the films. And then, of course, there was the TV series, which I still need to watch. But anyway, I digress. William Petersen, who is an underrated actor himself, plays former FBI profiler Will Graham. He has retired and moved down to Florida with his wife and young son. But when the FBI struggles to track down a new serial killer on the loose, Will is called back in to assist. The serial killer is known as the Tooth Fairy in the media because he leaves bite marks on his victims. He brutally murders entire families during each full moon and then bites them. Will is a specialist at getting in the mind of the killers, and so he goes back to work. He tries to envision their thoughts, their dreams, and more importantly, their motives. Why does the Tooth Fairy murder entire families? Why does he kill only during full moons? Why does he bite his victims? Who is the Tooth Fairy? And most importantly, who will he target next? Will seeks the help from Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a psychopath he captured before his retirement. But the Tooth Fairy is Dr. Lecter's biggest fan. Above all else, though, Will must be careful to not get too lost in the mind of a maniac. It's happened before. He's running out of time, though. The full moon is coming, and Will's own family may be the next target of the Tooth Fairy. Manhunter is an incredible piece of cinema. That's how I would describe it. Incredible. Fangoria keeps knocking it out of the park with this list. I'm impressed. The performances are absolutely brilliant, and yes, that includes Brian Cox as Dr. Hannibal Lecter. I've always considered William Petersen, as I said, to be an underrated actor. Tom Noonan as the Tooth Fairy is genuinely frightening. He's a scary dude. There is brilliant direction from Michael Mann, some truly gorgeous cinematography, and I love the music as well. All of it. As you can see here, I opted to show my limited edition 2-disc DVD set from Anchor Bay. I have the Scream Factory 2-disc Blu-ray set as well, but I'm pretty sure Jason will be showing that one, so I wanted to show something different. He and I watched the director's cut of Manhunter, by the way. There are about 4 minutes of additional footage, including what I think is a very important scene at the end of the film. It's a shame Manhunter wasn't more successful when it was first released, because I think if it had been released maybe in the 90s, like The Silence of the Lambs, it would have done better. People just weren't ready for it. The movie was released during the slasher craze of the 80s, and even though Manhunter is definitely a slasher, there is also another aspect to it. It's an intelligent film, and as many of us would agree, not everyone can keep up sometimes. The same, I think, could be said for my relatable recommendation, To Live and Die in L.A. To Live and Die in L.A. was released a year before Manhunter, in 1985, and it was directed by William Friedkin. Interestingly, while Michael Mann and William Friedkin have their own styles, they also have a lot of similarities. I think their similarities are apparent in this movie, and I know a lot of people might describe it as an action thriller, but To Live and Die in L.A. absolutely has some horror elements. Willem Dafoe, for example, is pretty much terrifying in everything he's in. Plus, William Peterson also stars in To Live and Die in L.A., hunting a killer once again, this time as a Secret Service agent. But have you seen him in Manhunter? What do you think of this introduction to Hannibal Lecter? Comment below and let me know. As always, please be sure to check out Jason's review as well. What will we watch next for the Fangoria challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.